All right, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise, glory, and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect. Shalom Barakathum. And a working title here, but the gist of this is people are fed up and they're on to the game of Esau Edom. All right. People have caught up to the shenanigans, and basically what they realized now at this point that the American dream is not only is it not alive now, but it never really existed. All right. People are starting to understand the globalist agendas that have been at play since World War II. All right, because more and more people are now realizing where all of this happened based on Esau doing what back in World War I and World War II, convincing the entire world that there's a giant boogeyman that we have to go to war for. All right, which he's the master of creating a villain to go fight against. All right, when all the while he's the villain. All right, and now you're starting to hear more people on podcasts, more people on various TikToks and YouTube channels speaking about how Esau's been perpetually at war, and they set all of these wars up as basically to put you on a plantation, a never-ending plantation. What is the headline I have here is "I don't care, I'll never retire, and I'm broke. What difference would Donald Trump or Kamala Harris make to my finances?" And they're very right about this. All right. The whole value of the witchcraft that Esau has had, all right, is convincing you that one side is going to be better at giving you the thing that you want. They're both fighting to give you, a solution in their own unique ways. But now they're realizing that both of these sides, okay, are of one beast. Okay, and it's not in your interest, it's in their interest. All right, and this includes the people, all right, of their own race. Talking about the Edomites. Okay, so-called, white people like Donald Trump here, all right, and Kamala Harris, which is also a heathen. All right, it says I'm in my 50s and still renting. I cannot afford to buy a house now. An apartment, essentially, that was, back in the day, apartments were for people that were very young. Maybe you work at a McDonald's or an entry-level job. Maybe you're an intern somewhere. All right, that's what it was designed for. A one-bedroom apartment was designed for you to be able to lay low, stack some money up so you can afford to buy a house one day. But now people can't even afford one-bedroom apartments. Okay? And now it's at the point now where you're perpetually in an apartment. All right. Because you'll get a home, they're overinflated, and then the costs associated with that home are unaffordable, man. Don't let a sewage line goes out, or the sink needs to get fixed, or an AC repair. Lord forbid a roof goes out on you. You better have it. All right. Because if you don't, you're responsible for that house now, man. That mortgage is on you. All right? But you can't even do that anymore because people can't even buy houses anymore. People can barely afford their rent. And it makes sense, man. All right? This is all a stumbling block. Let me get the leading precept here. Proverbs 15:6. And the house of the righteous is much treasure. All right? But in the revenues of the wicked is trouble. All right? And the revenues of the wicked is trouble. All right? So you got these FRNs, these US dollars, man. You were living good for a minute. Okay? But it's just like a credit card, man. The American economy over the years are just like a credit card. It's very sweet on the front end when you ain't got to have the money in your pocket. You can buy the things that you want. But eventually what's going to happen? You're going to have to pay that money back. And if you don't, there are penalties associated with it. And the longer you take for those penalties, the worse the penalties get. And if you let the penalties get worse and worse over time, that small amount that you thought you was living it up for, guess what? You owe triple, quadruple, quintuple now, and now you can't get from underneath it, man. All right. The American economy after World War II is basically just been like a big ass payday loan place, man. All right. Predatory lending. All right. They preyed on the whims of you people that like to live in the moment. Buy now, pay later. You see? Yeah, Proverbs 8 and 21. I just got the cross reference on this. It says that I may cause those that love me to inherit substance, and I will fill their treasures. So that's why we're not worried about it, man. It's the rebuke of you people and individuals, that especially the ones that know that you're Israelites, that want this place to continue, man. Okay? It only offers you comforts, and comforts are short term, and too much comfort will destroy you, man. All right? Your body needs to get up and active. It needs resistance. Okay? You need exercise and activity. Your body works on a lose it or use it or lose it policy. Okay? If you sit down for 6 months straight and never use your legs, guess what? You ain't gonna be able to stand up and walk, man. Your legs will literally atrophy. That's how our entire bodies are made. All right? And that's how comfort works. All right? Yeah, it was nice you didn't have to exert all of that energy at the beginning, but now when danger comes, you need the ability to walk. Okay? And you simply don't have that in this society. All right? Proverbs 10 and 22, another one. The blessing of the Lord Yahweh, it maketh rich, and he addeth no sorrow with it. All right? See, when Esau adds riches to you, man, it always comes along with something. All right? It always comes along with something. Everybody was praising when interest rates were 0% for like 10, 15 years. All right? Everybody's here to buy houses, and boom. Now the cost of housing is through the roof now. How is something that mankind has been building houses for millennia? How is the price going up? It should get cheaper. All right, building a house should be one of the most areas of expertise, one of the biggest areas of expertise we should have, man. All right, but materials are going up, labor is going up. All right, Proverbs 16 and 8. Better is a little righteous than great revenues without right, man. All right, and y'all basically traded your salvation, your soul, to have riches, and that's what that consolation speaks about. All right, but let's get back to the article real quick, briefly. Here it says, let me see here. It says, "Dear Quentin, I don't care. I think they are all the same. My life has been a struggle for the last 10 years, and it had made no difference who is president of this country. Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, or whoever else, or whoever ends up taking over the Democratic ticket for president. What does it matter to someone like me? I'll never be able to retire." All right? They'll never be able to retire. And millions, and that's the case for millions and millions and millions of people, man. Everybody's been contributing to 401ks. That's not enough. Even with the stock market going up and up and up, the 401k is not enough. All right? And that's if the 401k and the stock market doesn't crash, man. If you got $500,000 in your 401k right now, that's stock market. If the stock market crashes, that could easily be 250, 150,000. Okay? But even if you had the full $500,000, you need close to $2 million in today's money to be good. All right? And when I say good, I mean you get basic necessities. You keep your lights on. You're not traveling vacations 4 times a year. You're not actually living and seeing the earth like retirement is meant to. All right? And you're not able to do that until you're damn near 70 years old, man. Okay? And that's for the people who have enough. The vast majority of people do not have enough, man. All right? You see here, there's a lot of precepts on that one, but I wanted to get that Second Thessalonians, all right, and starting at verse 7, for the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. So they've allowed all of this to go down, man. All right, they've allowed you to spend yourself into a perpetual lifetime of debt with credit cards, and then they'll add on student loans, then they'll add on a mortgage, then they'll add on a car note. Okay, everything here has got to be financed, and these bankers are basically preying off of people for just the facilitation of money. The banks don't even need the damn money in their account to do it. They're just charging you a service fee to do something that's completely electronic, man. It ain't no nigga back there counting money for you and calculating things. It's all automated. All right? And they have a special license to basically spoil you and scrape all of your future savings out of you via inflation and interest, man. All right? It says, verse 8, and then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord Yahweh shall consume with the spirit of his mouth and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. And what do I mean, or what do the scriptures mean when the wicked shall be revealed? Well, this American dream is a revelation that the devil never had your best interest at heart, man. They're filthy rich. There's more billionaires than ever. Okay? The richest man alive, all right, is worth twice as much as the richest man was worth 2 decades ago. I remember when Bill Gates was number one, and it was like something like 50, 60 billion. And everybody was like, dang, well, now the richest man is worth well over 120 billion. You see? And what do you have? All right? So people are waking up to this, and now we see, and I'll end it on this precept because I love to bring this point out about this devil will be selling you a dream, man. All right, this is the image. All right, and eventually, once you figure out that the image ain't what it said it was, you're gonna be forced to bow to it. All right, you're not gonna be able to speak out against this, man. You're not going to be able to say, well, Christmas is now an exploitation of the economy, which it is. That's what Christmas is. It's just a mechanism for banks and large corporations to siphon money out of you. All right. They'll lower all their credit card applications and the credentials for them for you to get more debt. You're not going to be able to say these things, man. You're not going to be able to speak against America. Okay. And the things that keep the interests of the people in charge. All right. Their interest reigns supreme. But this is Daniel, the 7th chapter. Okay. Verse 20. Okay. If you know about the prophecy of the 7 heads and the 10 horns, all right, then you'll know that 7 head and 10 horn beast is the NATO system, okay, the European alliance that came out of World War II. All right, you had basically, 10 rulers and 7 nations, 10 kings and 7 nations. All right, you can look up that breakdown of who those nations are. All right, but they basically balkanized into a bunch of different countries. So Europe is now, damn near, I forget how many countries are in Europe now, but it's way more than 10. Okay, but it's rooted out of these 10. All right, France, Germany minor, Germany major. All right, England, etc. But it says, verse 20, Salakia, Daniel 7:20, and of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell. All right. And those 3 that fell are the English, the French, and the Spanish. All right. And even of that horn had eyes, and a mouth that spake very great things. All right. And this is paired up with Revelation. All right. As a matter of fact, I'll go to it. Let me see. Yes, Lakia. Revelation 13:11, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. This is the same one referred to in Daniel. All right. And he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Okay. And that lamb represents the docility and the meek rhetoric that he will be speaking about freedom and pursuit and liberty of happiness, democracy, freedom, buzzwords that play on your spirit. But there is no freedom. There is no democracy here. All right. America's an empire. It always has been, and it always will be until the Lord comes down and deals with this place. All right. America is in the spirit of Nimrod. Okay. Going around conquering as much as he can get his hands on, in complete rebellion against the Most High. All right. Going back to Daniel 7:20, it says, and of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes, and a mouth that spake very great things. Okay. Like the American dream. It says, whose look was more stout than his fellows. All right. Now, when you look up that word look, see if it'll come up here. Spotty internet. Whose look Hazawa. All right. It says vision, appearance. Okay. So that word look goes into the vision. All right. The Constitution, American exceptionalism, all of this rhetoric that they hear to gas you up, get all of these foreigners to come over here. And what do these foreigners do? They do one of 2 things. They either rack up a lot of debt, which Esau is going to prey on you for, or they spoil America and they take that wealth and they bring it back to their homeland. And you know what happens when they do that? The rest of the people that in America that live here, they experience the consequences of that, man. All right. Your economy shrinks when somebody's able to come over here, siphon money out of it, and it doesn't cycle back into that same economy. It goes to a different economy. All right. They siphoned wealth out of America. Okay. So they're either going to do that, or they're going to be victims of this debt burden that America has everybody in this debt cycle. All right. You're born into debt. You spend your whole life working off debt only to die with debt. Only for your offspring to inherit that debt, because he's unforgiving here. And everybody's woken up to it, man. All right. Everybody's woken up to it. Anyway, I'll end it there. Lord willing, this is edifying. Call halal Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Bahashem Racha Kodash Shalom. Kwam Yasharallah.